Okay, we've got demo video number 6 for the new system for scheduling and accounting for our customers and appointments. So this one video here has to do with the service order list and how we're going to filter that list to track our service orders. So anyway, it's we've got different fields on the service orders that we're going to be able to run lists and be able to always track and be able to pull up service orders as needed. And really what it boils down to is the lifespan of an appointment or service order really starts out that you're setting the appointment or resetting it, and then eventually it's produced or canceled. And so really what we're going to discuss in this video is really tracking this set and reset process, so we know what's going on with the service orders. And again, eventually, they'll either be, produced or canceled. But as we all know, in order for us to have an appointment go through production, as we call it, it has to be set. So let me go ahead and get into the system and show you how this works. So right now I'm going to click on, we've got this cube here for service orders, and basically it's a list of all of the open service orders in our system. And this is what it looks like. Now we've been testing in this system since last September. You can see we have a date here of September for this system. So we got a lot that are old and they really don't make sense, but we'll try to work around that, for this demo. But first thing I'm going to do, you see we've got these filters here, this X, it said add filter, and you got this X, and it says we're document type. First thing I'm going to do, just so I can pull up a service order, I'm going to pull up order date, which is the date that the service order was created. And I'm going to type in today's date, August 29th, because I've been creating service orders today. So you can see here's a list of all the service orders that were created today, August 29th. And I'm just going to go and open the very first one. Now I'm going to go through here. Let me go back to this list. You see these columns on this list? All of these are fields within the service order. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to this, click on to edit the service order, and I'm going to go show you where these fields are. Okay, the first one, service order number, is right here. And we also have a field for status, which is here, although I don't think we're going to be using this that much at this point, but that could change. The highlighter's not working, so I'll just have to point. We've got a field here for order date, which is the date that the service order is created. We have a field for order time. It records the actual time down to the millisecond that the service order is created. Then we've got the customer number field, which is right here, which gives their nav account number. We have this field here for priority, which we can use for low, medium, or high to do something with, for instance, maybe urgent appointments. I'm going to mark that as high so we can go back to that later. You've got their address here. You've got this field here for status 2, which is drop-down list, where we could put different line items in here that we may want to search by. Like we could have one here like needs outside spray, where we'd want to get a list of everyone that needs an outside spray. It could be something like maybe we mark ones that did not qualify for termite or mark there. So we have this field for status 2. We can run lists or run the filter by this field. We have the next contact date field here, which if we needed to contact them at a later date, we could fill that in. We have these action required fields that are similar to the status 2, but that could be something like call at next contact date. The most common one is reset appointment. Could be like set outside spray, or that we need to set termite treatment, like that termites have been found. The action required to field is identical. When we originally set up the system, we thought it would be a good idea to have two of these fields. So that's why that's in there. Add source is something we're really not using right now because, as all of you who are familiar with the marketing end know, that we are using this source here by individual line item to record the advertising. Okay, but then we also have here the responsibility center, which is the department. It's either going to be marketing, dispatch, or customer service. So you know the system knows based on the remote desktop login who is logged in. I signed in as administrator, and administrator is set up with the responsibility center of marketing. So each service order, it's assigned to a department and also an individual within that department. And again, that appears on the list that we can sort by. Then if we were to set the appointment, and let's go look at one where we have actually it set. You see these fields here for resource number, allocation date, and start time. Those also appear on the service order list. So you've got all these fields here that we can actually go and pull up service orders by. So again, just remember, just keep in mind, like I went and pulled up all the service orders that I created today. Let's see what would happen if we put in yesterday's date. These are the service orders. Actually, yesterday I logged into my own user ID, and these are the service orders that I created yesterday. Let's say that we wanted to see all of the appointments that are running on Monday. We would change this from order date, which is the day that the service order is created, to allocation date, which would be the same as appointment date. And so I'd put in Monday's date. And these are the appointments that I've set for Monday. Let's say we wanted to say for resource number 6, who is Roy Foster, we wanted to see just his appointments. You could add the filter here for resource number. Go here, and let's find Roy on the list. Click Roy. Now we should just see just the 2 appointments that were set for Roy. So we're filtering it by, we're saying, okay, give me today's date, or excuse me, Monday's date, and all of the service orders for this allocation date for Roy. And then if you wanted to open one of these up to edit the service order, you would hit edit, and you could go in and make whatever change is appropriate. Now let's say that we wanted to go in and let's look at all the service orders that have been created by Ashley. I'm going to remove the filter, and I'm going to change it to, actually, why don't we do Responsibility Center, and let's look at all the ones that were created by marketing. You can see there's a lot of them here. So let's say we wanted to filter it and say, we want to see all the ones that were created by the marketing department during the month of August. So you could add the filter for order date, and you can do a range. If you put in a date like 8/1/15 and then hit 2 dots and put in 8/31/15, this is saying give me the range of August 1st through August 31st. You hit enter. Now notice the order date will start with August 7th, and it lists all the appointments. You see Responsibility Center, Marketing. Let's say we wanted to change this to customer service. So now I select customer service in the Responsibility Center. And now you see all these service orders that were created by B. McMichael and S. Rowe. because they're assigned to the customer service department. Let's say we just wanted to see the ones that were created by Stephanie. I said add filter. Then I go to assigned user ID. And I go from the list of users and I select Stephanie. Now just the service orders that Stephanie has set show up. Now let's say then that Stephanie wanted to see all of the service orders that she has where she needs to reset an appointment, like here for action required. So then she would go in and say, okay, for action required 1, let me see the list, and I'm going to pull up everything that needs to be reset appointment. And this one would come up, and what she would do is she would click on edit to open the service order. And she sees a note here, this was reset due to rain. It was a mosquito service. And then she would contact the customer and try to reset the appointment via the resource allocations. So again, let's go ahead and clear out all the filters here. You've got this button here for clear filters. So again, we go back to just the service order list. And now let's say we wanted to see all of the appointments that have an action required of reset appointment, which means we need to reset the appointment. So click on action required, go here to the list, and you can click on reset appointment. Now all of these service orders come up, and these are ones that we would need to go and, like I said, and hit, the edit button to open. Okay, this one was a pest control reservice that needs to be reset. So you would see the service line items here on the service order, and then you would go and contact the customer and work to reset it. Whoops, I clicked out of the service orders by mistake. Sorry about that. So I'm back to the basic service order list. Let's say we wanted to do it by next contact date. So let's do, say, responsibility center of marketing. And let's go in and say, okay, I want to look at all the next contact dates I have, say from today's date, August 29th, 2015 through the end of the year. So I put in 12/31/15. I hit enter. Now you see these next contact dates, there's 3 of them for marketing filled in, and here are the service orders. And these 2 have action required fields of call at next contact. These 2 have this statuses of under contract with a competitor. So what you could do is click on the service order, see what the customer was interested in. In this case, we were talking to them about a 1-year termite and pest control plan. They're under contract with the competitor. There would probably be a date. We probably would refer to the next contact date that we could call them. That contract would be expiring, and then we could work to reset that appointment. So again, any of these fields here that are listed in these columns, we can search for the service orders and go in and edit and reset the service orders. Let's see about next contact date for the customer service department. See if we have any in here. There's one that's set. Let's go in for customer service. We're going to remove the next contact date, and let's add the filter for action required, reset appointment. And here is the list. So we'll pull one of these up. We'll pull this one up here and see what it looks like. Okay, this was originally set for a daily deal mosquito and outside spray. And we're going to have some future videos about the posting process. What dispatch is going to do as the appointments are run. But what they're going to do is the appointments are run, and if they do not go through production, this is how they're going to update the service orders. It's via this action required field right here. So, again, that's just how the process is going to work. Appointment setters in either marketing or dispatch, when your appointments are run, they're either going to be produced, or if they're not, these action required fields are going to be updated, and then you would go in just like we did here and run a list. Like we'll run this one. We did responsibility center for customer service. Now we'll go and pick my user ID. Find SPC McMichael and add a filter. If I want to go in and see all the ones that I need to reset, hit action required 1, go find reset appointment, click enter, and here are my appointments that I know that I need to go and reset. And let's select this one here, Westwood Court, and see what comes up here. Okay, we got a note due to rain. They couldn't do the pest control reservice or the mosquito service. You could also, if you know a customer address, you could search. You could find it via the filters. If you know their customer number, you could do that as well. Let's look at another action required. Let's look at set outside spray for ones where we would need to set an outside spray. Yep, we've got 3 that are assigned to me that need an outside spray. I'm going to remove my user ID. Let's do it by responsibility center, customer service, and let's say we need all of the ones where it could be set termite treatment, where termites have been found. And there's several of these. So let's click here and look at this one. Yeah, so here we've got a termite treatment for 4 hours. We found termites in the back of the house in the garage, and we just need to set the appointment. And again, we're doing it because we've gone in and updated the service order here in the action required field of set termite treatment. Again, I'm going to click OK here to go back to the service order list. And again, so let's do one more thing here. We'll do the allocation date again. If let's say we wanted to see what appointments are running on September 1st, and we've got 3 of them that are scheduled, and then you can actually go in and edit whichever one you want. I've selected this one here, the 9 o'clock on September 1st. It's assigned to Brian. If I hit edit, I can open up the service order and make any changes that I need to. Like it could be a case where the customer calls in and says, yeah, I know I have an appointment. Whoops, back to the service order list. Says, yeah, I know I have an appointment on September 1st. I want to change it. And maybe for some reason we're having trouble finding it, but we know it's running on September 1st. You can go to allocation date 9/1. Maybe they tell you the time, but you could just, like I said, find it from this list. So we'll go to this one here, hit edit, and then you could reset the appointment. Let's say instead of doing it at 9 a.m., they say I want to do it at noon. So you would go to line, resource deallocations, yes to deallocate it, hit refresh. Oh, actually, it just kicked me off that service order because I was filtering by that list. So let's see, how would I go back and find that? See if we can go in and find it by order date. Let's do this. We're going to run it by a range of order dates. I remember the address was Sour something. There it is. Sour Dock Lane. I hit edit. Back on this service order, and I'm just going to reset it. So I go to resource allocations. Let's do it, Brian, at noon. I hit auto allocate, okay, and hit refresh. So again, what we're trying to demonstrate here is you got all these fields here. Next contact date, I mean, you can, review all of them on your own. But again, this is how we're going to pull up service orders and filter them so we can work them, especially with these action required fields. When there's something that needs to be done in the future, like reset an appointment, set a termite treatment, outside spray needed, we're going to filter from this list. And again, you find that here, service orders. It's the service order list, and it's on these opening cubes. Okay, I'm going to end this video now.